What's up, everyone? Nathan checking in with another Showdown live, playing the Monotype ladder on Pokemon Showdown. And I'll level with you guys. Up until 5 minutes ago, I was just staring at my team builder like, oh man, what team am I going to build that's not super similar to what we used last time? And there's lots of options. I know people were asking for Decidueye. I know people were asking for all kinds of different cool ghost mons. But if I'm being honest, I gave it a good, hard look at the typing. And if I'm ever going to do a Trick Room offense in Monotype, it is sadly going to be Ghost. And I am not a huge fan of Trick Room teams, if I'm being honest. They are very viable. You see them all the time at the top of the ladder. There's no questioning the viability. I actually can't really speak to the viability of them in Monotype. Probably not a good sign. But across many different formats, Trick Room is better than I personally give it credit for. I just think it's kind of cheesy, if I'm being honest. And if we're going to make it work in Monotype across all these typings, it is almost certainly going to be Ghost, because some of the best abusers of Trick Room are Ghost types. Pokemon that are slow but extremely strong breakers include Marowak Alola, Mimikyu's a good one, even though it's got a high speed tier. Golurk is a fantastic one. There's one I was looking at earlier, Cursola. Cursola's got 145 special attack and 30 base speed. That's a great example of it. There's all kinds of really good users of it. The question is going to be how we structure our pivots and our Trick Room setters, because I think it's an important part of it. I always say that one of the best gifts that Trick Room was ever given in any generation is being Porygon 2, because Porygon 2 is so bulky, he can come in, set up a Trick Room tomb before you can do anything to stop it, and then teleport out to give their sweepers a really free opportunity to attack, which is fantastic. And there are lots of bulky Trick Room users on this team, but same sort of quintessential pivot quality is not going to be the same. You know, for example, if Decidueye, again, I know people want me to use it, but if Decidueye had U-turn and Trick Room, then I'd probably be looking to it. Or, you know, same goes for Palossand with its good defenses, stuff like that. I'm not really finding much here. So there's lots of bulky mons that we can use. We'll use Runerigus and Cofagrigus probably. In fact, Runerigus I really like because we can use leftovers. I can go for Trick Room, not Trick. I'll go for Trick Room. We'll go Earthquake for coverage here. Stealth Rocks, importantly. And then even Toxic Spikes. It's a good little hazard setter. I think it's really, really underrated, in fact. Great bulk, so we're almost getting it up. Not anything stopping us. The question is, it's got so much to do, right? I would love to, first of all, again, with Porygon, the fact that it's pivoting out means that you can use it to set up a Trick Room 2 or 3 or even 4 times. Whereas Runerigus, if we also want Stealth Rocks and Toxic Spikes up, we're sacking it. And that's a huge, like, question mark. Think about how that would work out. So let's say I'm in against my opponent's Garchomp, right? And I go for Stealth Rocks turn 1, they do the same thing. I go for Toxic Spikes turn 2, they attack me, and now I'm like, okay, they could set up this turn, which means I should Trick Room right now, or they could attack me again, which means I go for a second layer of Toxic Spikes, or they could swap out to something, in which case a Trick Room would be a really bad idea, because then I'm just wasting a turn. It's really nasty. So you could really make the case that Memento is a better option, because you can set the Trick Room and then instantly faint. In fact, I might actually do just that. It has no attack, which is really risky. But the fact is, you want a pivot. Even if you're forcing it with a Memento, you need a pivot, I think. But it's also very dicey because, again, you want to be able to use this Trick Room multiple times. It's not like Rain, where you can get it for whatever, 8 turns. Trick Room's only up for essentially 4 after you use it. So it's not perfect. So having our Pokemon faint is not going to be good. But I like Memento as a kind of option there. In Toxic Spikes, I could definitely put Earthquake there instead, but I just like it versus enemy offense a lot, and we're going to be coming up against a lot of enemy offense too. If we come against a true stall, I think we're kind of boned. Trick Room's a little bit rough. And so, yeah, there's probably going to be some very obvious ones here, like Marowak Alola is one of the best Trick Room users for a very long time. Having a Lightning Rod ability just helps us out too. I could even go Rockhead if I'm being honest, but for now, I will just go the club, of course. Earthquake, Flare Blitz, Fire Punch is okay, but we want to be able to hit hard and fast. Poltergeist, and then I guess Swords Dance. There's other coverage moves, but that'll be fine for now. Yeah, we want minus speed, of course. That's all good for me. And then I will also add, I think, a Golurk, honestly. Again, having a ground typing is useful beyond Marowak Alola. Actually, that frees up Marowak Alola to use Rockhead, which I enjoy. Golurk, when banded, is a fantastic wall breaker. It's got a good move pool to boot. Plus, I can now run Dynamic Punch with that no guard ability, which is really strong. I can also use Close Combat, but I like that quite a bit. And then Earthquake, Poltergeist 2, because for those that don't know, Poltergeist is an amazing physical power move on Ghost-type Pokemon, so the more of that I can stack up, the better. And then probably, I don't know, Stone Edge, I might be wrong here. Maybe it's supposed to run a Dark-type move. I'll cheat and take a little peek here. Darkest Lariat, Heat Crash, huh? Interesting. Those do make a lot of sense. Could also run Ice Punch or Trick. All very good. I might do Trick. No, I want to... I'll do Trick. I'll do Trick. Talked myself into it. Of course, with these bulky Pokemon, being able to fully invest in your HP is so nice, of course, now that you're freed up to not have to compete in any sort of speed tier. Quite the opposite. That's quite excellent. And then I think Mimikyu is almost going to be essential too, because we are kind of wanting for Trick Room setters at this point. And then I can do something like Trick Room. I don't need Shadow Sneak if I've got Trick Room, that's for sure. But definitely Shadow Claw and Play Rough. And then I can either do Swords Dance or Shadow Sneak. I'll be honest, I kind of want Shadow Sneak. It means this Mimikyu is going to be very, very weak. I mean, 90 attack is quite bad. But I don't know. Going for a Trick Room and then a Swords Dance seems like I'm asking for a lot from one Mimikyu, which is so fragile. So I'll go for that there. We definitely need a special attacker. There's a couple of different possibilities we can do there. We can underinvest on some sort of middling speed tiers, like a Chandelure would actually be a good one. Aegislash definitely jumps out right now. Really, I'm thinking that's probably going to be our go-to. I could even do Corsola, though. I like Corsola quite a bit. Another Trick Room setter would be nice, too. Because, again, the fact that this guy's probably a sack at some point is not encouraging. Yeah, I'll do Corsola because I was looking at this cool set recently. And Weak Armor. No, we're not going to want that. But this Power Herb set, actually, you know, lots of Pokemon can run it very effectively. But Corsola is quite good too, because it gets good coverage between this and Burning Jealousy, weird name, and Shadow Ball, of course. And then, actually, maybe you could, because again, Trick Room lasts so quickly. It's over in a heartbeat. So maybe when it's ending, you go for a boost to your Weak Armor, and you're actually sizably fast afterwards. You're outspeeding like a lot of Pokemon when you have max speed here. This is almost certainly extremely dumb, but I'm going to give it a shot here. It'll be quite fearsome, no questioning, with the 400 attack. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. It's probably very, very dumb. And then this is just me. I could probably use an Aegislash. I actually don't have an Aegislash right now, and it could probably. Honestly, it's probably better served in that slot that Corsola's taking up here as like a Shadow Ball breaker or something like that. But I would like to put a Dragon Bolt on, just as a basic, easy peasy cleaner. You know, someone's hiding behind a substitute. It gives you a lot of help there. Having a fast speedster on a Trick Room team, for my money, is extremely useful, and that's what Dragon Bolt is great at. I'll do this and just, you know, U-turn and Meteor, and probably I might just do the basic Hex Wisp set. Doesn't have the same immediate hitting power, but I want flexibility. And Spell Tag Shadow Ball hits so weakly, you know. This might be dumb, but it's kind of a quick scuffed team build right here, you know? I like the idea. Again, I don't think this is going to be super effective, if we're being honest here. Maybe I'm giving myself an excuse beforehand. But if it is going to be used, it's going to be on a team like this. We do only have 2 Trick Room setters, one of which has Memento. That's a big recipe for disaster. But that's what I like about the Corsola Galar, is we can go for sweeps beyond Trick Room with that set. We're going to go against Mono Poison, which I said immediately as soon as we did this. It's going to be a bad matchup for us, but that's fine. We can maybe manage here. This is the sample, kind of more balanced, I guess, but it's Mono Poison, so they're very toxic based. Let's see. Who are they going to lead out with? I don't know. Actually, Corsola Galar is going to be really good if we can bait a physical attack out of our opponent here. And I'm going to lead Golurk as a lead because we get that EQ going right away. Amoonguss actually does worry me as a lead matchup. So maybe Marowak's a little bit better, but Marowak also gives me some concerns, especially against that Nihilego. Nidoking, would we get OHKO'd by Nidoking? Yeah, we would from an Earth Power. Of course we would. So that's not nice either. So I'm actually worried about Nidoking lead, in which case, actually, they would OHKO my Golurk too. That's pretty nasty. I could go Mimikyu and just get up boost no matter what. I could go to Corsola Galar, which is not bad in that situation, and start breaking right away. Let's do that, especially if we get that Nidoking off the rip. They do go Amoonguss, kind of surprising my expectations there. I can go for a Burning Jealousy to do some chip, and then maybe try to work myself out of this thing. Could also put someone else to sleep, like I don't know. Burning Jealousy will do like 30% probably. As I go straight to Skuntank, interesting. I wonder if I live 1 here. I could always endure. I could always endure. We really do not have a comfortable swap in here, but if they happen to be demo go for a poison attack, this works out. They run crunch, which is interesting. I don't see that too often nowadays. I could go to Runerigus if that's what I'm suspecting. This is supposed to be a super important matchup. They have to run Sucker Punch instead of Crunch, so that's actually a little bit surprising. But I can go to Mimikyu. I want to preserve. Mimikyu's not so important, but just getting a free Trick Room opportunity will be nice. They get Amoonguss here, actually. Okay. Are we outspeeding? Almost certainly not. That's kind of annoying. I will go back to my... I don't have a good Spore Sack, to be honest. At this point, I guess it is Golurk now that's already lost some stats. Is it Giga Drain and get me? Oh, that's too bad. Let's go to our... Marowak. Let's start breaking here. This is my best sack to Spore, but I need almost everyone else. But we do outspeed. Okay, so it works out really nicely. There's one down. Nidoking does come in. This is a problem Pokemon all of a sudden. Ice Beam's going to be very hard to switch into. I can do no one. Boy. It's Earth Power. I guess I'll go Dragapult now. I just need to swap in here. That is definitely Life Orb. Now I can go for a Meteor. I'll U-turn. They do go to Weezing Galar. They're kind of matching my expectations. And that allows me to go to my Cursola, I think. I don't know who they would swap in that situation. Maybe Skuntank. Could I 2-hit KO? If they're Crunch, actually, I probably can 2-hit KO. Which I'd be very okay with. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for my Meteor Beam, sort of sweep the Cursola right now. Should handle Toxapex just fine. They stay in, to my surprise. Is this going to Oko? Not quite, as they go for Corrosive Gas. What does that do again? DT Corrosive Gas. Removes my held items. Fine by me. Just say the word. Skuntank's going to come in here. Def Drop, huge. I'm probably going to... I don't think I can take one hit. I'm probably going to Endure. I'll go for the Endure here on the Crunch. Tank it. So only will be able to outspeed them afterwards. Don't think I'll be able to kill at this point anyways. But at least I'll chip them. They have Sucker Punch and Crunch. That's weird. Okay, they got me. Now I'll go to my Runerigus. It's looking really good, actually. I'll do that right now. Go for a Trick Room here. Do go Weezing Galar. I'll go to Dragapult so they can't Pain Split on me. Okay, we get that off. They'll probably get a kill on my Dragapult, but as long as they deny this, I'm fine with that. They go to Skuntank there. Oh, that's so annoying. I go to Will-O-Wisp on a possible Sucker Punch. Although they can Crunch on me because they know they're slower. So let's go back to Runerigus. As they go to Toxapex, that works out for me. Let's get up Stealth Rocks. It's looking pretty bad at this point, but it's not over. Scald is not going to do half, luckily. Now I can Trick Room again. Got Rocks up, which is nice. Let's go Marowak now. I can handle the Scald. I'm not getting burnt, obviously. Let's say recover here. Do I Swords Dance first? I'm going to say I do. Then I can break anything coming in afterwards. I worry about a Skuntank swap in, actually, but they should be fearing an EQ. They'll probably go to it after this. Here's an EQ. They could go to Weezing Galar, predicting that, but I'll be able to break the next turn afterwards with the Poltergeist. I can even Poltergeist right now, but this is fine. Toxapex actually does underspeed us, surprisingly. So we get off one more turn here. They're going to go Skuntank. Definitely Sucker Punch, and then they can outspeed us the next turn. That's fine, because now I can go to my Mimikyu as a Sucker Punch. I guess I play rough here. 63, that's good. That's really good. That's perfect. That frees up a lot for our Dragapult, if anything, especially if they're not Sucker Punching on us anymore. I don't know. Can I go for a Trick Room here? I'm not going to get die to a Crunch, I don't think. Plus, we catch them on that. That's awesome. Shadow Claw should do it, resist or not. Weezing Galar is going to come in. We'll die after the rocks go up. So we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. Nidoking will come in here. Got to be a Shadow Claw for me. Can't swap out afterwards. Now everyone's very low. Skuntank can only take 2 more bouts of Stealth Rock. Definitely Marowak, obviously. Let's go for the EQ. No need to overpredict anymore. Now that Weezing's Galar is out of the picture, it's just a lot of EQs. Skuntank will come in. And yeah, if I'm going to lose, it's going to be to you. I bet they Crunch right here, man. Yeah, it's close, but I think I'm almost certainly losing to Nihiligo. In which case, let's go for... Go for this here. I thought they might overpredict. I had no reason to suspect that, but I thought they might overpredict. That's fine. Nihiligo's going to come in. They're going to get the speed boost to boot. It's not going to matter. They played that endgame nicely. Special attack. Yeah, definitely the Scarf set. Nothing I can do. Dragapult dead. Runerigus is a resist, I guess. So let's Memento and then hope that I can... It'd have to be Trick Room, actually. And hope that I, like, create a Draco Meteor as my win con. But this will die. Yeah. GG to them. That was pretty good for Mono Poison, honestly. As soon as we made this team, I thought, I am going to lose. As soon as I match up against any sort of stall team. So the fact that we did okay there is really nice. And I didn't even whip out this. Oh, come on. I was in the wrong screen the whole time. Come on, Nathan. Let's try one more. If we're against offense, we'll be a little bit better suited. The fact that we brought, you know, a defensive team that close is kind of encouraging. And we're going to go against a very defensive fire of all things. So, that's going to be interesting. The double ground typing on our end will be a little bit nice to threaten, if nothing else. What are we going to see as a lead? I'm not sure. I like Pult in case we get either of these two quite a bit. And I can even U-turn on Incineroar, which is the case. So not my best lead then, but I can still U-turn here. Probably some sort of pivot from them too. Let's do a basic Runerigus right now. They can knock off for sure. But we tank that. Plus they lose Intimidate. Not that it matters though. Do I go for Rocks? Or Spikes? I'll go for Rocks. It's Mono Fire. There's going to be so many heavy duty boots users on this team. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 users if I had to guess. There goes Rocks. I'll go for Trick Room now. They might be like Eruption. The fact that they went to it here is a little bit odd, but they actually are going to do that instead. A Yawn, which I'm just fine with. I'm peachy. I'm going to go to Golurk now because I'm almost expecting a second Yawn. No, they Lava Plume. Oh, that's a bad play for me. Bad play for me. They are going to go to their Rotom here, I bet. So I'll trick them, my band. If they stay in, that's actually not bad for me at all. Heat Rock gone. I can now just pick and choose right now. Let's go to EQ now as they go to Incineroar. That's fine by me. This is going to be a 2-hit KO in all likelihood. I believe we undersped ourselves. Yeah, so we should be fine to get off the second hit here. I'm surprised they still haven't got to the Rotom yet. Like, it's Golurk. You know? Why do you hate your Rotom so much? Only a couple more turns of Sun, which is nice. And again, there's no more Heat Rock on the Torkoal, so that's quite good, actually. I will Poltergeist on the off chance you don't kill me. That's fine. Now, Runerigus here. In Sun, I don't love it, if I'm being completely honest. I think we're fine to do this. They might Sucker Punch, but I think this works. If they Sucker Punch, I could Will-O-Wisp, actually. I bet they Sucker Punch. Let's do it. Oh, but they don't change the typing when the Sucker Punch fails. Okay, so I thought for sure they'd change to a Dark type. So the Wisp missed, but it didn't matter. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. Torkoal's probably dying here, so only have 5 more turns of Sun. That's great. Maybe Victini coming in here. If it's Victini, do I go for like a Suicide Hex, knowing that it's only going to do about 25%? I might, because it'd also scout out the opponent's set. So they do go to Cinderace, though, actually. These are a good swap in 4 turns. Dragapult is still pretty good versus Victini. It's okay versus Rotom Heat. It's, again, as we just saw, it's a bit of a mix-up between the Cinderace. Volcanion, pretty bad versus... I don't need it by any means. Now, I don't want to swap into Runerigus. It's probably fine in some respects, but I'd like to get off a Trick Room kind of unimpeded. I might do Mimikyu afterwards. Anyways, a lot of talking, but let's just... Draco Meteor. Actually get it. Okay, we're kind of getting these 50-50s super right now. I'll burn a turn. Do they Wisp here? There's no way they Wisp here. There's Sucker Punch here. Yeah, they did get me. Okay. Can't get them all right. Let's I think Runerigus is fine. In the Sun, but it's like it's got 430 defense, so if I die here, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed in myself, but they're not banned and we know that. I think we're fine. And obviously we're not gonna die to a Sucker Punch at this point. They might overpredict it like an EQ in this situation, but Trick Room is pretty obvious in my opinion. If this doesn't work, the Mimikyu is 1000% in the play. I'm gonna be looking like a dummy, but I just like this because if I get off the Trick Room, I can go for a Memento and then try to sweep with my Corsola afterwards. That's what I'm really most enthused about. So we'll see. Because Meteor Beam also, I can just pick and choose a kill at that point. So if that works out, I'm in a really good spot and I can have one more chance to really safely renew the Trick Room with the Mimikyu. That's kind of the thinking right now. We'll see if it works out though. We'll see. My opponent's really thinking about the turn here. Maybe they're debating a swap to Rotom Heat on an Earthquake. Maybe they're running a quick calc on, do I die to Earthquake? Can I kill this Runerigus? That's probably what I should be doing right now on the opposing side. It's funny, whenever I'm commentating the tournaments that I run on my stream, I always talk about, like, when critical situations like this come up, I go, I assume these P2 players are calcing it right now, as they should be. Anyone should in this sort of important situation. And then when I'm actually in the situation like this right here, where I need to know whether my Runerigus should do it, I'm like, that's fine. It's a Runerigus. What? 150 HP? That's nothing. 420 defense? That's all I care about. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Sure enough, though, hella heavy-duty boots users on our opponent's side. I gotta imagine Victini isn't heavy-duty boots. They could be doing like a meme thing and have 6 heavy-duty boots users. Because if you told me that all 6 of them were, okay, they must have run the calc and they got it right. So massive misplay from me. We just talked about it. I should have run the calc there. No excuse. But it would have been hype. It would have been pog. They'll go for this here. Sun will be over at least, which is pretty nice for the rest of the game. Not so much a big threat anymore. They have not missed a Pyro Ball meanwhile. Don't really have a good swap, and I could go to Marowak Alola for sure, but then we're playing around with Sucker Punch, which I hate, so I think I'm just going to do this. They do Sucker Punch, which is neutral, so that's a weird move in my opinion. Maybe they thought they were going to get O-Code, or they're just predicting the Shadow Claw there, which works too. Let's Shadow Sneak just for safe chip as they opt for Sucker Punch, which would fail. No, they get me. Okay, they're playing it well. Oh, I don't want to get Oko by freaking Cinderace here, man. I don't think they can kill me with a Pyro Ball here. I only have 2 Pyro Balls left. I'm going to do this one here. We've lost the Trick Room now. Sola could still win it. Go for a 3rd straight time. That's disappointing. There's the Rotom Heat there. We'll Poltergeist as they Volt Switch out. That's why you want that. Man, if I had the right ability there, I'd be in such good shape. That's a total misplay for my opponent, in my opinion here. But, okay. I'll go to Corsola. We're outsped. I have to endure. Gotta hope they're banded. If they're Scarfed, the speed boost won't do it for us. But they already have their speed drop. I think this is enough. And yeah, we got +2 there. Yeah, that's fine. So I will go for Shadow Ball if that's the case. Later. The Volcanion, maybe we can kill with the Meteor Beam, but I am not optimistic. They're not boots though, so that's going to help us a ton. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go. Come on, Corsola. Oh, man. I can't believe we're going to win this one. Insane. Insane that we actually pulled that off. So we come off with a net draw on our Elo, which is kind of funny. Definitely some good games actually. I kind of was dreading doing this as soon as I mentally decided, okay, I'm going to do a Trick Room Ghost team. This is going to be awful. Here we go. But those were 2 good games in my opinion. I'm quite pleased with that. So thank you guys for watching. And we are due to do a new typing next time. So let me know what you would like to see me do my next Pokemon Showdown live on. There's a lot of votes coming in. Don't be afraid to double vote. I just want to know what you guys want to see the most. And I'll be sure to get that up soon. But thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you next time.